I don't have a partner. This kind of started out as a joke. So I put down put out some posts, and several people were replying like, "Oh, that'd be great, if I had a partner, blah blah blah." And so these were joking comments, but as I often say, we many times we joke about things that we're uncomfortable with, that maybe we're insecure about. And sex is something that I think all of us, to some degree or another, are insecure about, because a lot of times our culture or religion or whatever has told us be insecure about it. So it started off as a joke, but one person even said, "My hand is my partner." And first of all, yay, okay, great. That's a good way to look at it. If you don't have a partner, then great. Somebody else's I'm reading said, "It's my right to have sex, but I'm single," because I had put something about it's our right to have great sex. All these things funny, but also possibly true. So things to think about. If you're watching my videos or you're reading the post or whatever it is, and you're single, well, one, do you want to have a partner? Maybe you don't, and that's okay to not. You don't have to be with somebody. And if you do you want to have a monogamous relationship? You also have to ask yourself that. Other questions that I wrote down is if you're like, yes, I want to have a partner, and whatever, let's say it's yes, I want to be monogamous or not, whatever, but you want to have a partner. What's your dating history? I mean, have you ever been married? When you date, how long do you usually date for? When I was doing the matchmaking consultations where I talked to hundreds of people, mostly women, about pretty much every area of their life, but also their dating. And I found out a lot of things. One thing I found out was when an individual, in this case, the woman that I was talking to, sort of did a bird's eye look at their dating history and marriage history, they saw patterns. Because I was asking all these other questions, I really saw patterns. Like, well, it seems like you're doing these things. Or like, I only date people that are they're like 5'2". I only date guys that are over 6'5". And like, they've only dated like 2 guys and they happen to be 6'5". I'm like, oh, one, those both ended and they both cheated on you or whatever it was. And maybe mix it up a bit. Maybe you're missing out. So what's been your dating history? Who are the types of people you've been out with? And maybe there's a pattern that you might want to break. Like, I only date this type. Maybe date a different type because clearly that didn't maybe work out. And then if you haven't yet, watch my videos on the sexual personalities. I also call them emotional and physical sexuality or personality. Watch those and figure out, what are you? Are you this type or that type? I usually like an emotional or a physical. Find out what those are. Find out what you are. Find out, when you look at those past relationships, what they were, kind of guessing by their traits. And then if you do want to be in a relationship, what does that look like to you? Be really clear then. Maybe use all of your senses and just kind of visualize, like, this is what I'd like it to look like, because you can't get what you're not clear on. And then, as I say, be open to all the options. Don't think that they must have this and this and this and this. Maybe think of a couple of things that they have to have. But be clear on the things that you can't back out on, and be as flexible as you can to let God or the universe or just fate or whatever you want to call it positively surprise you. Because sometimes it might work out much better than you ever couldn't have imagined it. That makes sense? So if you have any questions, put them below. Reach out to me if you have any more questions. Sign up for that free strategy call if you want to work on this and get this area of your life handled. I will see you on the next video.